Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to my YouTube Live. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to be making this card. So if you've been following along with me this week, I have made two cards. I don't have them handy, but you can see them in the link in the description of this video, in the links in the description of this video. But the first card was all die cuts. The second card was all stamping. For today's live, I have combined the two. I've used the die cuts here for the geraniums and some stamping here for the leaves. We've been using the Potted Geraniums Bundle all week long. This is a 17 stamp photopolymer set. Has all these amazing stamps. It is a two-step stamp set. I have a hard time talking today. It is a two-step stamp set, meaning you take two images to create one image, or two stamps to create one image. I'm going to show you how to do that. Before we get started, though, I do want to announce a giveaway. I had one last week. I know I wasn't live last week. I was sick. I'm just coming down with a little something today, actually. That's just the type of school year we've been having where I just keep getting sick. I had a giveaway last week on my blog where I posted last Friday's project. Nobody commented on my blog, so I'm giving away the same thing this week. It is the embroidered ribbon. It's this beautiful ribbon. So all you have to do to win this ribbon is leave a comment right here on this YouTube live, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, and I will enter your name in a drawing to win this next Friday on next Friday's live. The other thing I want to announce is next Saturday, March 18th, I'm going to be having my second annual March into Spring Stampin' Up! Party in the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. If you are not an active demonstrator, I invite you to join our VIP group over on Facebook. We have exclusive parties there. I do exclusive card tutorials like this one, but more in-depth ones. I give tips, tricks, all kinds of things. We have a growing community over there. Click the link in the description of this video to join the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. All right, so for our card, we're going to start with our stamping first. And I just have a scrap piece here of basic white. We're going to be using 3 ink colors today: Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, and Crumb Cake, and a whole bunch of stamps. So basically, the only ones I'm not using the flowers there. I am going to be using this friend sentiment and wishing you happiness today and always. And that could be used for a wedding card or just a random happiness card. Like, that's what I call that. I just thought it'd be nice to send to a friend wishing you happiness. So we're going to grab that one. We're going to grab the little pick, the leaves, our flower pot, not the flowers. What else do I need? The friend. And that is it. I'm looking just to make sure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stamps out of 17. So there are 10 we're not using. A lot of them are sentiments, though. So I'm going to put that to the side. Let's grab some blocks. I'm going to grab an E block for our big leaf here. This is the second step for our leaf. So I'm going to grab a D block for that, a D block for our pot, a C block. I don't know, maybe I have enough blocks to get these all on blocks. A B block for our pick. Go with an H block for that sentiment, and an A block for our little tiny friend. I do have enough blocks to get them all just on blocks here. So like I said, I have this scrap piece of basic white. Let's start with, excuse me, see, I'm getting something. Let's start with our crumb cake. We'll do our flower pot first. And as you can see, I've been playing around on my grid paper. I don't like to throw away my grid paper when I just have a couple little spots on it. So that's why I didn't get a new one yet. So we're going to ink up the whole pot image in crumb cake. Then I'm going to stamp it off down here. And then onto my basic white. And see how it gives like a lighter image. Then we're going to take this little detail of that flower pot, ink that up in crumb cake, and just line it up. I do like to line up my paper with my grid paper. It's a little bit off. I'm going to do it one more time just on the edge here. Oh, I did it again. We're going to redo it. Flip our paper over. When I do two-step stamping, I put my whole head in, like, where the camera is. So that's why when I do lives or videos, it's a little bit hard for me to get it completely lined up. When I'm in here crafting by myself, my head is literally right here, so I can see where I'm going. Excuse me. Let me try this again. That's much better. So we're gonna go with that one. And then I also want crumb cake for our little pick here. Put that up there. And then that is it for the crumb cake. So then we'll go in with our gorgeous grape. I'm just doing our words in gorgeous grape. So I got friend here, and that's gonna go right in the center of that pick. Well, kind of the center of that pick. This card's gonna be a little bit off, you guys. And then I'm gonna stamp this right about there. And then we're gonna die cut that with some of the dies in the Potted Geraniums set. And then we can do our leaves here in Garden Green. And I'm gonna do the detailed first. That is gonna be like our full strength color. So I'm just inking that up in Garden Green. We'll stamp that here. And then go in with the detail, or the shading, I guess. This is not the detail, this is the solid image. Ink it up, stamp off onto the grid paper, turn it and just line it up. See if I can do this. That's going to be off. It's a little off, but it's okay. I'm actually quite okay with that. So that is it for stamping. I'm going to set that aside. I want to clean my stamps quickly with my handy dandy Stampin' Scrub, some Stampin' Mist on the wet side. Scrub, just because I'll stick my fingers in these. Plus, I need the room. I'm running out of desk space. This is a lot of blocks, a lot of stamps. I need the space. I gotta clean these off quick, put them away, and I'm gonna use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to die cut these. All of the Potted Geraniums dies do fit in the mini machine. I might have to cut my paper down a little bit because I don't know that that will fit, but we'll see. Putting my stamps away. Gonna cough again. We have some yuckiness going around the preschool that I work in, so I'm sure I picked something up. I don't know what. All right, get all these blocks out of the way. Okay, now we can get our dies out. So these are the geraniums dies. This is in the annual catalog, so that's why they're not named the same thing as the stamp set, which they're doing now, which I'm very happy about. A little pick. And then, so that's it for the dreams, guys. I'll show you the rest of them, though. There are the flowers. It's not it. I gotta get that one and that one. I already die cut these ones, though, so I really don't need them. I just want to show you what they do. So I did that one, and that is our detailed piece of our flower here. And then this one creates the solid flowers. And I did the detail piece in Gorgeous Grape and that piece in Highland Heather, just scraps of both of those cardstocks. Grab my mini machine. That there. I think I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit. I'm going to. I'm just going to grab paper snips. I'm going to do that. And I'll just cut around that, and we'll do that. So I'm going to have to do it a couple times, but that's okay. So I'll grab my base plate, number one, a cutting plate, and then we'll do this part first. So I need my pot here and the pick. And I'm just going to grab a piece of washi tape just to hold everything down. You can use a Post-it note, removable washi tape. I like because it's removable. It doesn't mess with anything. So I'm just going to line it up and put that tape over it so it doesn't go anywhere. Post-it notes I like, but these smaller dies, I think the washi tape works better, especially when I can find the start of the tape there. And I've had this roll of tape probably for 6 years. It is Stampin' Up, but it's been, I'd say about 6 years since they came out with tape. And that moved a little. We'll do that. That's good. And we'll just run this through. And then on this gorgeous great piece, I did forget to mention that I did use an adhesive sheet. I know, and I think it was maybe Sunday's VIP video, I didn't, and it was kind of a pain to line up and do all that. So I did use an adhesive sheet. And that is our pot, and that is our little pick. Move these dies out of the way. And we'll do our leaves here. I don't think I'm going to use anything to hold that one down. The bigger dies, I don't have much of a problem with. It's those tiny ones like to move around on me. Now that I said that, though, this one's going to be all off and crazy. Sometimes I just like to hold it in place as it moves and goes through. And once it kind of catches there, you really don't have to. You can let it go. There's that piece. And then all we need is our sentiment. Push that back through. Hope I stamped that. I did. Okay. I was like, I hope I stamped that in the middle enough so I could center it. Run that through. Whoops. All right. So our die cutting is complete. Put my mini machine away. Then we really all we have to do is assemble everything. Get rid of these dies. And then I've already embossed a piece because this does not fit in the mini. This is the painted texture 3D embossing folder. So I've already taken a piece of basic white that is 5 by 3 3/4, put it in the embossing folder here and run it through my standard Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And that's what we're going to build our card on. So I'm going to start by placing the pot like where I want. I'm not going to stick it down yet, but I'm just looking. I kind of want it there. So that means I want that about there. I'm going to grab my liquid glue because I just think it's easier. Grab a couple drops of liquid glue. And that way, too, if I put it where I don't really want it, I can move it before I completely stick it down. But that looks good, though. And then I can take a dimensional on here. And I thought about it afterwards. There is a little dirt stamp and die in the set. And you could use it there. But I feel like the bow in our card kind of covers it up, so I didn't use it. Put down our pot. And then I'm going to take the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to pop out these pieces that didn't come all the way out during the die cutting process. Now this has an adhesive sheet on it, so theoretically when I pull back the adhesive sheet, it all should come out. And I should have seen which way it goes before I took this off, but we'll just figure it out as we go. I got a little piece of adhesive sheet stuck there. Let's see, I believe it goes this way. Yes. So what I like to do is I just kind of line up the holes a little bit. I know it's probably hard for you to see, but there are holes on here. It's stuck to me. There are holes on here, and I just kind of am lining them up, and that's also where our pearls are going to go. So it's off a tiny bit, but not too bad. So I'm okay with that. It just gives it that nice little flowery detail. I'm going to clean this up, and then we can take our liquid glue and put that on. I'm just doing a couple of little dots. I don't want too much because once you push it down, it does tend to come out the sides, and I don't want that. So just a little bit. Dot here or there. Whoops. Now I'm going to have to get rid of that grid paper because there's glue on it. I'm just going to line it up with these two little buds here. Push that down. And then we're going to take some dimensionals for our sentiment. I think 2 would probably do it. Just notice the pot is a little bit crooked. I don't know if I can save it. We'll see. Let's see if we can save it. I'm just going to pull it up. Put it back down. We saved it. It's not falling off. And then I'm going to take a mini dimensional for our little pick. You can cut your Stampin' Dimensionals in half or cut a piece off of the outside if you don't have the mini. I'm just going to stick that right there. And now you get to watch me make a bow. I would have done this ahead of time, but there's a cool little technique I want to show you. I've done this for a while now, but it's not that hard. I'm using baker's twine, and it is easier for me with the baker's twine. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know bows give me a hard time. So what I'm doing is I'm just unraveling this crumb cake baker's twine from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'm just going to double it up like this. I'm not cutting it yet. And then that's probably way too much, but it's okay. So I'm just going to make a loop. And I'm going to make a bow just like I normally would, or like you normally would. And I'm going to tie it like this without, let's see if I can do it. Nope. I made the bow too big. Let's try one more time. I just have a hard time with bows. My fingers don't seem to work. I made the bow way too big. So I'm going to make a smaller loop and run that around. That bow is way too big. But what I'm going to do is, so now I have, see if I can explain this. Now I have this ginormous bow here, and here. There's an end piece here. There's one still attached to the baker's twine. And then there's this little loop all alone by itself. What you're going to do is just cut that, and then you're going to cut from your baker's twine. So now I have this double bow, but that is crazy. So we need to fix it. So I'm just going to pull on the strings here to make that smaller. A lot smaller, because that is crazy. And as I'm pulling, I'm also like tightening it. That is crazy long. I used way too much. But you know what's all right. So I'm just going to snip, that, and there we have a double bow. And then I'm going to take a glue dot and my Take Your Pick tool. I'm just going to grab the paper piercing end. I'm going to kind of roll it over onto itself to make it smaller. I like to flip it over. I know there's no like front or back. It's a bow, but I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to stick it to the stem of our leaf there. And if you would like a Take Your Pick tool, use this host code in my online store. When you place a $50 order, I will send you one of those in the month of April. So now all we have to do is put our card the rest of the way together. I'm grabbing my seal. Put some seal on that, and then a piece of Highland Heather. All the measurements and supplies I used, everything is on my blog. The link for that is in the description. Grab some more seal. And our card base, I'm going to fold that in half. Burnish that edge. Stick that down, and to finish the card off, we're using two different embellishments here. I have the pastel pearls, which I'm just about out of, but it's okay. So they have a brand new pack. So that's what they look like when you get a brand new pack, but I'm just about out. And then the Pearl Basic Jewels, grab that Take Your Pick tool. Again, I don't know if my putty's probably dried out, so you might have to use the paper piercing. And I like when it gets dried out like that, I just take my paper snips and cut off a little bit of it. So I'm going to take two of these purple ones, put one there and put one there. Oh, my putty's getting a little bit crazy. 5 of these little pearls. And normally with these, there are 2 sizes. I only have the little one, so I'm just covering up those holes. Not all of them, just some of them. Fix that bow. And that is our card. So I hope you enjoyed this live today. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see new videos from me. I go live every Friday, post a new video every Monday. I hope you enjoyed talking about the Potted Geraniums Bundle this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about something completely different, and I will have a video for that Sunday in the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. I want to thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous week, and don't forget to leave a comment to be entered to win the embroidered wet ribbon, and I will see you all next time.